I wanted to find out, how did you even end up in that space being the child of artists?
I had the skill. That's the interesting thing, is I had the skill set for it. You know, Spelman in particular gave me this like beautiful resume. It gave me kind of the know-how to navigate in any world, in any environment. And it felt like the right thing to do. Like, well, I'm well-spoken. I can write really well, and I'm not easily intimidated. These are all things. Okay. And I can use my degree in sociology to make sense of a lot of different things in a corporate space and add value to different teams. And, so just because I was good at it, I thought I needed to stay in it. And I thought, well, this comes relatively easy to me. I know that I can be hired very well in any different industry, even if I change careers. But just because you're good at something doesn't mean that that's your path. It just doesn't mean that it's your purpose or your passion. Like, I don't want to be good at something that I hate. You know, I don't want to, you know, and I thought about that towards the end of my time in the 9-to-5 world. I was like, that's not an accomplishment for me to be good at something that doesn't make me happy.
So true.
You know, it doesn't, that like, it's okay for me to actually not be thriving in this environment, because I'd rather be thriving at something that I love, and rather be thriving at something that brings me joy and brings me fulfillment and brings other people fulfillment. And you can't lie to yourself. You can try for a long time. You can try lying to friends and families, and it's almost like when you hear yourself reciting your accomplishments, or I got this promotion, or I got this raise, or I got this whatever happens in the job, it doesn't actually make you feel that good, because there's a disconnect with your mind body alignment with what your actual purpose is. And I kind of always would hear myself, you know, at mixers or networking events, hanging out with coworkers, you hear yourself almost reciting the same rhetoric of what you're taught in that environment. You know, I was reciting these corporate scripts as I'm talking about projects that I'm working on, but it was literally it was all rhetoric that took place in this very specific ecosystem. That's not how I talk. Actual me, you know? And so this, you know, the dualism of having to leave my authentic self at the door before entering the workplace, it just no longer was working for me anymore. You know,
that's such an important lesson that you have pointed out around when the win is really a fail, or when the failing can actually be a win.
Yeah.
When you are thriving professionally, so to speak, but you are climbing whatever ladder at something that doesn't feel good, then you that's not winning. No. That's not winning. And then sometimes your whole being will just reject the whole everything. And then you actually feel it, and you're like, I cannot succeed because my whole being is rejecting this notion. You feel like you're failing, but you're actually, as a being, that's kind of a win. Your body and your intuition and everything is speaking to you so loudly. Yeah. It's trying to talk to you, and it's shutting down the wrong path.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.